Hello children, welcome to my class. In today's class I am going to discuss about the transportation, the circulatory system. So before starting the lesson, children try to answer the questions given on the screen. The first question is, how is the digested food material supplied to all your body parts? And the second one is, how is the oxygen transported from lungs to tissues? The third question is, how is the carbon dioxide transported from tissues to lungs? Because you studied the nutrition and the respiration. So I think you guessed the right answer. Yes, the answer is with the help of the blood. Now you see the other question, where does the blood flow in human body? So we know that it flows within the blood vessels. Which organ helps to pump blood? Because the blood itself cannot transport within the blood vessels due to the pulsatile movements of the heart, the blood flows within the blood vessels. Okay, right. From the above questions, what is our conclusion? Blood vessels and heart are the parts of the circulatory system. Okay, right. Now we will discuss some more questions. So those are, suppose, do all the animals will have same type of circulatory system? No, the exact answer is no, because so according to their habitat, according to their body structure, they will have different type of circulatory systems. And coming to other one, is there any relation between body size and circulatory system? So as I know, you know that the small animals will have simple type of circulatory system because their body size will be very simple. But if you take the multicellular animals like the big sized animals like elephant, whale, giraffe, so when you observe such kind of animals, they should have a well developed circulatory system to transport food and also other materials to various body parts. Okay, right. So there is a relation between body size and also circulatory system. Next, the third question is, do plants have circulatory system like animals? So then you can recollect the vascular tissues you studied in 9th class. Yes, exactly the answer is they will also have the circulatory system, because you know that xylem and phloem, that is called the transport tissue or the vascular tissue. Okay, right children. So now you got an idea about the circulatory system. I think now we will start two activities. You can perform these two activities at your home. So very simple activities. So they are, now we will see. So the purpose of these activities is to know the relation between the pulse rate and heartbeat. To know the pulse rate, you can follow two methods. The first two diagrams are useful to understand the pulse rate, how we can perform the activities. Very simple. So keep your index and middle fingers on your wrist just below the thumb as shown in the first figure. So then you feel some rhythms and something you feel that something is pushing your fingers. So you have to count those rhythms or pushings per minute. Okay, so that is very important. Okay, so that you thus you can find the pulse rate per minute. And the second one is, so that is a matchstick stethoscope we say. So this is very simple activity to know the pulse rate. So here you can watch this video and thus you can perform the activity and you find your pulse rate. Okay, so let us start the activity what I have done. To conduct this activity, just I have taken one button and a matchstick, and just I inserted the matchstick in the hole of the button, and thus I prepared a matchstick stethoscope, and simply I put this arrangement or stethoscope on the wrist of my friend. Okay, so now you can see the pulsatile movements very clearly. So you should not shake your hand. So you can see the head of the matchstick is showing the rhythms. Clearly you can see. At the wrist also you can find a pulsatile movement. So thus you can count the movements of the matchstick per minute. So this is very important. Per minute you have to calculate by using your index finger and middle fingers, or by using this matchstick. Okay, right. Later you have to find the heartbeat. Just to conduct this, you can take a paper tube or a bamboo tube and keep one end to the chest of your friend and another, and you keep it, you listen with your ear to number of heartbeats per minute, and thus finally you can prepare a graph. So already here I have prepared a graph. So in three conditions, the first one is when he was doing yoga, and the second one is when he was in normal uh, mode of life, and the third one is when he did exercise. After the vigorous exercise, I found the pulse rate and heartbeat. So in these three cases, you see the pulse rate and heartbeat both are same. First thing is this is very important. So during yoga, the pulse rate is very low. In normal conditions, his pulse rate and heartbeat are normal, and in the after vigorous exercises, or after climbing stairs, or after doing a rapid activity, so then I found more rate of the pulse and also rate of the heartbeat. So thus you can conclude that the pulse rate will, or the heartbeat also will change according to our anxiety conditions, or when we are afraid, or when we do vigorous exercises. So thus it will change, and at the same time it will also change from one person to another person. So at the a means, if you observe this table, you can see this heartbeat and also pulse rate is changing according to the age also. So when you see the table, you can clearly understand. So this is about the pulse rate and heartbeat, and the relation between pulse rate and heartbeat. Okay, students, I think you understood very clearly about the concepts. So we will see in the next class a detailed structure of the heart. Okay, so thank you students for watching this video.